Good evening, everyone. I would like to formally welcome you all to the Mayor's Youth Council regular session meeting for August 20th, 2020. Now we will have our invocation by Ms. Juanetta.
Let us bow our heads. Dear Heavenly, most gracious God, Lord, we just thank you, God. We thank you for allowing us to be here, God, and I thank you for these young people, God, that you have brought before us, God. Oh, God, I ask you to touch them, open up their minds and their hearts, God. Give them ideas and make them be creative, God, and things for our community. God, continue to touch our leaders, those that are here present, God. I thank you for them, God. God, we love you, we honor you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, next on the agenda, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by the Mayor Pro Tem, Caleb Bagley.
Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I would like to make an approval of the order of the agenda.
I will Waldron second this motion.
All right, and now we will have the City of Douglas grants, Ms. Christina Michael and Ms. Denitra Williams.
Madam Mayor, shall call for the vote. It was motion and second. Let's call for the vote.
Okay, all those in favor? All opposed? All right, let's get started.
Good evening. We recently had an opportunity to submit a grant for the Mayor's Youth Council Teen Court programs. And this, as you know, the Mayor's Youth Council has been very active. This is the third term. Some of the major focuses that we participated in is the anti-bullying campaign. We've been active with the back-to-school rallies, making sure the children get school supplies. We've participated with the police department, getting pizza and getting the children and community involved with the police department, just a variety. But this year, we actually had an opportunity to work on a grant to support some of the initiatives by the Mayor's Youth Council. So I had the pleasure of working with Kristen, and she'll tell you more about the grant. This is just a pre-op of some of the activities. You remember we also did the mental health, suicide prevention, just different initiatives, but now we're actually seeking funding to support some of those activities. So the Mayor's Youth Council this term will have an opportunity to actually vote on a platform. Although we will continue with a lot of the other initiatives and the mentoring and all the other things that make up the Mayor's Youth Council and being active in our community, but we want to focus in on these two items. And so, Kristen, if you'll share a little bit about the grant process.
Thank you, Ms. Administrator. As she was telling you, we had the pleasure of working together on a grant through the Community Foundation of Coffee County. For this grant application, we really focused in on the bullying and suicide prevention campaign, where the main objective is to raise awareness to all members of the school community, including children and young people, parents and staff, about the harm physically, emotionally, and mentally that bullying causes. And also to tie in with that, to bring awareness to suicide and mental health. If awarded the grant funding, it's going to go towards public service announcements like radio and other brochures and flyers, the printing and design of those, branding for a logo, your vision, t-shirts and other promotional items, and also suicide march and rally, and also resources to bring awareness to the Coffee County school system from 9th grade to 12th graders.
Do you have any questions?
Is that all? Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. May I have a motion in regards to anti-bullying and suicide prevention about adding to our platform?
I, Jalene Deborah, motion to adopt the anti-bullying and suicide prevention as the NYC platform.
Anyone seconds?
I, Jenna Williams, second that motion.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Next on the agenda, we have... Ma'am? Okay, next on the agenda, we have the spotlight and the spotlight. Is that it?
Okay, good evening again, and thank you again for taking the time to come and support our Marriage Youth Council and the youth of the city of Douglas. It is a pleasure to be before you again to just recognize that we have some awesome youth in our community that are doing some wonderful things. A lot of times they are overshadowed by the random groups that may do something that is not of the best choices. But we've all been young and kind of made some choices that wasn't the best. But we have an initiative here that was started from the mayor of this city of Douglas to do something and provide a platform for our youth to do some awesome things, to learn about local government via the Mayor's Youth Council, as well as learn about our judicial system so that they know the process. So when they become adults, they are already prepared. They know how to serve as jurors. They know the different positions, the bailiff, the clerk of court. They even have the opportunity to serve as attorneys. Everything is not mocked. These are actual cases that they have the opportunity to get involved with their peers. So they're actual sentencing. The whole process is just like the adult court, but it's done by the youth. So, and we invite you, once we get an opportunity to get back in court, we invite you to come check it out and see it. It is a wonderful thing to watch in action. But we try to spotlight some of those wonderful things that our youth are doing in our community. Starting with our very own, which is the Mayor's Youth Council. Each month, we identify a member to be responsible for the meeting. We have our meeting every third Thursday of the month. So they get assigned a month during orientation to set up. They identify who's going to do the prayer. They get speakers. They learn that whole process and how and what it takes to get prepared for a meeting. That you just don't show up and ta-da, it's in action. That's not how real life goes. So they're learning, because this is all about them learning and getting experience. So this month is our very own junior mayor, Amelia Crockett. Caleb Bagley, our mayor pro tem, will present her with the certificate, and it says, the city of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council acknowledge Amelia Crockett, junior mayor, given this 20th day of August 2020 by the Mayor's Youth Council. The city of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding contributions towards the excelling of the Mayor's Youth Council and Teen Court programs, because she is also an attorney for Teen Court. We appreciate your contribution to the program and to the great city of Douglas, Georgia. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you so much.
And with that, she has selected for her person of recognizing in that she wanted to bring awareness to entrepreneurship. So all of her guests represents our entrepreneurs. And she thought it fit to recognize one of our veteran entrepreneurs that have had her salon for generations. I remember my grandma get that straightened out. The next generation and the next generation. So she has invested in our community for decades. So with that, Amelia, if you will present to Ms. Charlotte her plaque. And it states, the City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council acknowledge Ms. Charlotte James of Unisex Salon, given this 20th day of August 2020 by the Mayor's Youth Council. The City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding entrepreneurial accomplishments and having a thriving business for over 37 years. We appreciate your contribution to the economy of the great city of Douglas, Georgia, and we wish you well in your future endeavors. Thank you. She's more than welcome. You asked earlier. Okay, no. You okay?
I thank the Lord for being honored and familiar to think about me. And I'm in my 37 years of being in business, and I'm on the 5th generation. And I am 64 years old, and I will be 65 next month. So I just thank the Lord for being here and y'all honoring me. And I thank the Lord for still being in business.
And in closing, if there's anything positive has come out of this whole COVID-19 it has birthed a lot of entrepreneurship. A lot of people that have had dreams, but they were working jobs, have decided to expand out and step out on faith and have birthed their dream jobs, their careers. So with that, we thank you, Ms. Charlotte, for your entrepreneurship and your support to the Mayor's Youth Council.
All right, next on our agenda, we'll be discussing the A.Y.M and F.L.Y Girls event. It's Ms. Juanetta Boulder.
Hello again. The A.Y.M and F.L.Y Girls, F.L.Y Girls is done by Jessica Williams. She's our mentor for our young ladies. Mike Gazelle is mentoring for the A.Y.M, Ambitious Young Men. I'm not quite sure about the F.L.Y Girls. I haven't spoken to Miss Jessica, but hey, we got somebody who's going to do hers. Great. So his mother's doing their. So I'm going to do A.Y.M, Ambitious Young Men. He will be meeting starting from, I think it's 5th grade through 12th grade. He will be meeting them here next Thursday at 6 o'clock. And what he does is, it's a mentoring program for any young man that wants to come in. There are a lot of things they're doing for the community. He teaches them how to tie ties. He teaches them, give them a goal for them to set goals. They do vision boards. They work the community. In February, they had something called Pump the Love, where they gave out flowers, cards, and teddy bears to the ladies and helped them put gas in the car. So it's a number of things that he do. So if you know any young man, a young person that's maybe 5th grade all the way to 12th grade, get in contact with him. He's on Facebook, he's on probably Snap and all that other stuff. But it's a great program, and we're really trying to push our mentoring program for the boys and for the young men and for the young girls. So, anybody, have them here next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Ms. Williams.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Sharon Williams. I am the mother of Jessica Williams. She is the founder of the F.L.Y Girls. F.L.Y, F.L.Y, stands for First Love Your or by referral from team court, or by referral from administration or the teachers. There is qualifications to become a fly girl. Just anybody can't be a fly girl. It has to do with conduct, character, grades, etc. So Jessica just wanted to share with you the newest thing that they're doing starting off the new school year. The Fly Girls are working on organizing a closet at the campus of George Washington Harbor. And this closet includes clothes, shoes, hygiene supplies, jackets for students at the freshman campus and the Alternative Education Center. With the COVID, as we all know, this has been a crisis for everyone. A lot of parents have lost their jobs, lost their income. You'll be surprised at the children that don't have these items. So we're just trying to form something, a resource for them to help them if they come to school that is improper. You don't have to send them home. They can go to the closet and provide the things that they need. Whereas if they have an incident in school or something, whereas they may need those items as well that will be available for them. So they are currently needing these items: black or brown belts, khaki pants, white collared shirts, leggings, or black or white tank shirts. If you would like to donate any of these items, you can drop them off at the front office of the George Washington Freshman Campus with Ms. Pat McAllister or Ms. Amber Walker. The other thing that they have incorporated is called RAK, R-A-K. It stands for Random Acts of Kindness. It's a project that was presented to them by the principal, Mr. A.Y.M. It is called a pen pal art, which is handwritten letters with art of each fly girl that will be sent to Miss Kenya Hicks' third grade class at Satilla Elementary School. A class now currently consists of 20 students. They are in need of the following items: pencils, erasers, color markers, colored pencils, stickers, and 11 by 14-inch poster board. If you would like to donate any of those items, you can also drop them off at the George Washington Freshman Campus. And I do have just a few little photo shoots showing the girls organizing the closet, as well as some of the pen pal art letters. And I'll pass those out. Any questions? Thank you.
No, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Next on our agenda is Dr. Tracy McClelland speaking for entrepreneur awareness.
Good evening. Good evening. I apologize. I'm part of my mask in the front, but I won't be close to anybody. I wanted to say how awesome it is for these young people to be discovering and finding out what it's like actually. Oh, I see somebody I know over there. I see lots of people I know. To be discovering what it means to help with our government, our local government. Sometimes we just anticipate that people, because they run for an office, that they would automatically know how to behave and how to carry themselves in this position, but that's not so. Same thing it is with parenting. We should not assume that a person, just because they have a child, they know how to be a parent. Right. So I really appreciate our mayor for coming up with the idea, and for this group of people who are supporting and ensuring that our young people know how to handle and to help with our local government, because that's very important. So I'm here to talk just briefly about entrepreneurship, and hopefully it will help encourage, and if not, you guys don't decide to become an entrepreneur if you know someone else that may decide to become an entrepreneur. I am a registered nurse by trade, so that is my basic profession. And from there, during my tenure as a nurse, I discovered that I had some other abilities and had a desire for more. I felt like I could give more, I could do more, and I believe that it's a sin that if you can give more and do more and you don't do it, somebody's going to be lacking if you don't give what God has given you to give. So I recognize you guys under that mask. I know who you guys are. So yeah, I've been an entrepreneur now for the last 15 years. So Miss Charlotte's got many years over me. She's one of my role models as well. If you decide to become an entrepreneur, a lot of people go into entrepreneurship because they think, I want to own my own time. I want to work when I want to work. I don't want to work for anybody else. Well, all that's great, but entrepreneurs work all the time. There is no clock. You work around the clock. You work whatever is actually needed to get the job done. But I have thoroughly enjoyed giving myself to the community, which is one of the things that an entrepreneur does. The longer I've been an entrepreneur, the more I discover that I started all wrong. I did a lot of stuff wrong, and so it's been a trial and error. I have a lot of information and knowledge now that can certainly help people who are preparing to start a business. The primary thing that I would say, whatever it is that you decide to do, if your heart is not completely in it, don't go in it. At first, people are excited about things, or it may be shiny and flashy, and they think they want to go into it, becoming an entrepreneur. But the shiny stuff, after a while, becomes a little dull because there's so much work involved in it. You better have a passion behind it to keep you going, to keep you motivated, even when it's not so shiny. Because you'll have ups and you'll have downs. So as I talk about entrepreneurship, I want to tell you about my love, something I think that God laid in my lap. Even though God may lay something in your lap, He still expects you to get up and work. And that's exactly what I've had to do over the last 15 years. So I branched out from teaching at the local colleges to start my own health career training center. And it's called Y-Carty Health Career Center. And many people always ask me, what does Y-Carty stand for? Because it's Y-C-A-R-T-E, and it's actually, without the E, Tracy spelled backwards. And my idea was that I was going to put everything I have, everything that's inside of me, inside of this business. And let me tell you, that's exactly what it has taken. But it is so rewarding. Even till today, what we do at Y-Carty Health Career Center is so rewarding to me as an entrepreneur. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do the exact same thing again. Even with the heartaches, even with the times when there's not enough. Fortunately, it's been a long time since I've seen that, but if you persevere at anything, you can make it work. At Y-Carty Health Career Center, we offer health career training, medical assistant, phlebotomy, CPR, all of the basic level classes that a person would need to get working, to start working. That's what we offer in healthcare. So when you go to the hospital and you walk down the aisle, somebody that you're going to see, we train them. Either I train them at the college or I train them at my local private center. So it's really been a fortunate opportunity to be able to be an entrepreneur. Because I am the CEO and the president of my company, I've also had the privilege of serving a little bit in our local government and actually helping with making decisions. So I am thrilled to see that we are training our young people on what they should be hearing, how they should, carry themselves in local government. So that's an awesome, awesome thing. It looks like you guys are learning a lot. Are you learning a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing an awesome job. That's it. So I've been in business 15 years. You got to be motivated. You got to be willing to work hard. I want to leave you with 5 things. You don't necessarily have to write them down, but these are 5 things that I have definitely stood by as an entrepreneur. The first thing I want to say is it is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared. And that's by Whitney Young. I don't know if any of you ever heard of that before, but for the last 25 years, just that one quote alone is what has pushed me and drove me. An opportunity may come, it may knock at your door, but if you're not ready, it's going to pass you by. It's not going to wait for you to get ready. So that means you always need to be doing whatever it takes to make sure that you're ahead of the game so that when the opportunity comes, you can step right into it. But those 5 key elements to success, the first thing is set a goal and write it down. You can have the goal inside, but you should actually write it down so that you can see it. The next thing is develop a plan to reach that goal. You're going to set the goal, write it down, then you're going to develop a plan. How am I going to get from where I am to where I want to go? The third thing you want to do is be optimistic. When I first went to my wonderful, loving, amazing husband with this idea of starting a business that he had never heard of before, I was working for East Central Tech at the time. It was a state job, and you know what they say about state jobs. You're going to leave your state job? That's for sure at the end of the month. You know you're going to get that. But I'm a risk taker, and that's what entrepreneurs do. You know, it was a risk. But I had a hunch, I had a passion, and I was willing to work hard because I was working hard at that. I was working hard for them. I thought if I can work hard for them, do. So when I pitched it to him, he shook his head. We passed some words for a couple of days. And then he finally, I don't know if he gave in or what, but we started a business. And we've been in business now for 15 years. So he was not so positive about it at first. So when I say you have to be optimistic, you do. Nobody can see your dream better than you can. So when you pitch your idea about becoming an entrepreneur, it may be far-fetched, it may be the craziest thing somebody's ever heard, but if it was implanted in you and you feel as though it's something you're supposed to do, it may have come from God, and you're supposed to do that. Now, 15 years later, my husband is very sure that this came from God, because I've done some incredible things and I could not have done it without the help of God. So yeah, get that hand. The other two things is persevere. Never quit. You got to push. If you have to do research, if you have to call somebody, whatever you have to do, be willing to do that. So that's the fourth thing. The last thing is what I'm doing right here now, and that is be willing to share yourself. So you've got the knowledge, you've got the business, you've got the success, then what are you going to give back? And that's exactly what you guys are doing here, sitting on this platform, because you're not getting paid to do it. But be willing to give back. That's how when you offer and open yourself up to give back to other people, that's how goodness comes back to you. And so with that being said, I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to work with our local government, the mayor, Georgia, Ms. Juanetta, Michelle, my awesome classmate over there, and getting to know how our government runs, and I'm excited to see that all of you are here as well. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you. Okay, did anyone have any questions for Dr. McClelland?
Yeah, you guys have any questions?
I have a question personally. Okay, my question is, what goal and did you complete the goal when you were starting your nursing school?
Very good question. How much time do I have? You said, what was my goal and did I complete my goal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so most of you probably already know my story. When I first started nursing school, well, not nursing school, college period, I was a 17-year-old mother out of wedlock who went to the hospital to have my little girl. Actually, I didn't know at the time from high school what I wanted to become until I had this amazing nurse to come in the room to take care of me. And the way she made me feel changed my life. I was a VIP to her. And so the way she made me feel, I realized that's what I want to do. I want to make people feel the way she made me feel. So I was inspired by a nurse. So now I'm 17, I've got a little girl, and I got to go home, deal with this baby, and go back to high school, finish high school. But that gave me purpose and reason. I'm not saying go have a baby to give you purpose and reason, but it definitely gave me purpose and reason. And then I decided I want to go to college. Well, now I haven't got my grades together. And I'm saying all of this to let you know that no matter what obstacles are in your way, no matter what you did not do in the past, you can become anybody and do anything you set your mind to, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how high the mountain is, no matter how wide the valley is, whatever you got to do, you can still accomplish it no matter what the difficulty levels were. So my goal was to become a registered nurse. So I go to South Georgia College and I enroll in there. I'm trying to enroll for their nursing program, but you have to do all the core classes first. And so they test me and I get my scores back and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's below passing in every area. Now that was enough to turn a regular person around, but I had purpose and reason to keep me going. Her name was Brianna. I could not turn around. And so I said, so what do I do about this? And they said, well, you got to take remedial classes. And I'm like, for every subject, my whole first year at South Georgia College I was auditing the classes. It didn't even count. But guess what? I didn't care. Because I had purpose. I had a reason to do this. And every time a student walks through my door at your Cardiac Health Career Center, I remember my reason for not quitting. So did I reach the goal? Yes, I did. My goal was to become a registered nurse by whatever means was necessary. And now, 15, 20, actually I've been a nurse 26 years. 26 years later, I understand why I had to push and persevere. So yes, I set a goal and I reached it.
All right then.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay, that's the next thing. Next thing on our list, we have our entrepreneur guest, Amy and Mazi. It's our turn.
How y'all doing? I'm telling y'all, so I'm new to this, you know, I ain't, in front of people like this. I'm from here. I always was a bad kid. Everybody would tell me, I go by, they see me. I remember you were bad, you know. It was like, dang, everybody got to remember me as a bad kid, but it's all good. I know I was bad. But I always was myself, you know what I'm saying? I always really learn. I ain't never cared about what others had and I didn't have. Like, I knew I wanted it, and I just really gave everybody the opportunity to enjoy theirs while they had it, you know, so whenever I did get mine, I could enjoy mine. So the main thing, my mind wasn't on nobody else. My mind was on me, you know. And just, like she said, you gotta be willing to, man, when I met this other lady here, she changed my life. She go by the name of Amy Luciani. And we done been in the house, no lights, you know, around the room. Before I would rise, no lights, no hard boys calling mom.
Borrowing money from his mother-in-law.
And we hold some and, you know, this, that, and the third. But one day, my baby came up with an idea, and she pushed it the next day, and I'm gonna let her tell that side. But for the most part, entrepreneurship, man, it's hard work. It ain't gonna be easy. It's hard, real hard, every day. You're gonna cry, you're gonna lose a lot of friends, you know what I'm saying? You might not lose friends, but for the most part of trying to succeed, you're gonna have to separate yourself from a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And how much you want? I got a lot of mine.
So to back up basically what he's saying and a lot of the other speakers, entrepreneurship, it just seems like, you know, if you look at how we're living today versus us 3 years ago, you would just think it's easy, it's something you want, but it takes a lot of preparation, just dedication, loyalty. A lot of people come to us and say, hey, I have this dream. How did y'all make all this money? How did you go out, you know, just make it happen like this? And I say, well, the first thing is you have to be doing something you really want to do. A lot of people see us and they want to do what we're doing because they think we made it from doing it. And I say, you can't follow the next person. You have to really dig deep in and know who you want to be, what you want to do. And once you establish that tunnel vision, you know, especially with you guys being younger, you might see a lot of friends after school or college partying, doing a lot of stuff that you know is wrong. But, you know, just my road on, you know, doing what I'm doing to become more successful, I realized that just being a follower, being younger, if I hadn't been a follower and trying to keep up with what everybody else was doing, I would have been so much further along because I was skipping around. Oh, she looks like she's doing this to make money. I want to do this. She looks popular. I want to do this. But the popularity is not a value. You want to do something that your kids, when you eventually have kids, don't have to go through what you might have to go through being younger. So just being an entrepreneur is having a steady mind to know this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to focus on. No kids, no partying, none of these recreational messes everybody's involved themselves in. You just got to be focused and dedicated to doing that. You can do anything you want to do. You can do whatever you want. It's not going to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't even be worth it. So, you know, like he said, 3 years ago,
And
it was a struggle.
Say about know what you don't know what you want to be, you know. Well, I can looking at yo, you know, knowing you now, like you always been in entertainment with your sisters and stuff like that. And me myself, I used to get paddlers and get sent to the office and everything for entertainment. entertainment, you know, what I'm doing now, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about for real. You go pull up my reverse right there, you know, I seen the scroll thing, got this small, I say, But it was just the same thing that I was getting in trouble for then, I'm getting paid for it now. So it's almost, it's just like.
What was structure though?
Yeah, with structure, but that's with anything. Just like, and then like my godmother, this is my godmother, you know, we've been at all my business 35 years, 37 years. And along with, you know, other people that I've been around, my stepmother, my auntie, my mom, you know, it's just been around them. I really never had to drive to want to work, you know what I'm saying? Because there's been so many entrepreneurs around. So it was like, once I got older, I just thought about it the other day. I used to ride around my stepdad. Like, he used to have jobs, he'll go get on them, you know what I'm saying? He'll pay me this, that, and third, and I would pay to my little brother. He actually helped me with my brain. And now I'm able to pay him, you know what I'm saying? Help him make money and not have to work for nobody. So it's like, you gotta show people, like, when you out here, cause I come from this, so when we was out here, that's all I knew, you know what I'm saying? Until I had the opportunity to go stay with my grandma. I ain't never been scared to go nowhere, I always was adventurous, so when I moved my grandma, I just started opening my eyes to different stuff, seeing different people got, I fell in love with just, almost like being a new guy, so it's like, everywhere I went, hey, I do this and third, but it's all you know, it's all you gonna see. So for any kids or whatever they doing around here, man, it's almost like it ain't them. If you gonna point fingers, you gotta come with yourself. Like the older people, the grown, the elders, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted, there's people out there my age, you know, still doing some of the same stuff, which they think they get pointed in too, but I think we should start more, you know, not too much on like jail systems and courts and like, it's the beginning, like school, elementary. Like teachers might not get treated like they, teachers might not get treated like they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But the DAs and the judges, they get all the money. The teachers who raising the kids coming up ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I believe they started at the wrong time. They started in the jailhouse and the courts and stuff like that, but you ain't even worried about school. And I kind of got crack in my voice good. I mean, it's been hard for me. Like, I done struggled. I did it all. Like, I done seen a lot. So, just to be a non-able to talk, you know, is a blessing. I could be dead and have a life in jail, cause the same thing, the people that was dead and that got alive, I was doing the same thing, if not worse, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it ain't. You just gotta start from the, you know what I'm saying, from the ground. And I know me, I'm from here, and I'm meaning to get back to my community and help, but it's gonna be when I'm ready and I'm, you know, financially stable, or I got time here. Right now, I'm full-fledged in my career, my wife, you know, just what we got going on. But if I had some help, you know, with some guys or whoever around in the city, link up, I can come through, we can teach about YouTube, about Facebook, anything like that, or anything. Like, I'm with that, you know what I'm saying? Especially for my community. So it's just, man, don't give up. They're kind of shy, but you know, you just can't give up.
You gotta stay focused.
Thank y'all, man. Any questions?
What? Do y'all have any questions? I have a question, and it's about the brand. I want to know where the name Black Love came from.
Okay, well, this was the time when we was sitting there with the lights off, and we just trying to come up with ideas. Like we was like popping on Instagram, you know, on social media, like the views and the followers was there, but you know,
the money wasn't matching.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what your mind just go to thinking. You just go to think, man, when you broke, like all my $1 million ideas that came from Douglas, just right in the form. We be broke thinking about $1 million, you know, what I'm doing now. But the brand just came from me and her meeting and just the loyalty, because like, don't get it twisted. I'm a young man, and coming up, you know how it is. It's like it's the key to see how many women you can be with. You know what I'm saying? But I done had my share, so I don't need no more. You know what I'm saying? And in 3 years since we done been together, November made it 3 years, this is the only woman I done been with, you know what I'm saying? So I just like to spread black love, you know, not saying that, you know, no racism, no, not none of that, cause I'm raised white. I got a lot of friends, you know, that's white, you know what I'm saying? But like, black love, man, it's one thing about black love, it's like, you can tear it down, you can do everything you want to it, and no matter what, they still show love. Like, no, like, it just don't, like, you can just almost break a person down, and, you know, if they for you, if they love you, if they like it, like, they still, you know, gonna show you love, so.
And also in these times, it's just, you know, like you said, all love matters.
Right.
Like, even with the Black Lives Movement, we say it together. We might not say it so much on social media, on our platforms, but it's common sense. All lives matter. All love matters. But being a black woman and a black man, we don't know how it is to you know, maybe be a Chinese person in love or be a Caucasian in love. We know black love, and we know just the hardships and just what it takes to try to be successful coming from some of the lower poverty areas where I come from in Michigan or where he comes from. It's a struggle to make it, but we know you can make it because we haven't made it to where we want to be, but we are well on the way. And so Black Love Together, we just know the message has to be pushed out so much stronger in these times. And just the picture that had been painted for so many years back, you know, we're gonna clean it up with the brand and then just kind of be like a billboard of, you know, what it should be, which is it's not perfect, it'll never be perfect, but the love, you keep the love involved, you can forgive, you can move on, you can let go and be great. Because if you're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders, you really can't soar. So we don't push love within ourselves and our community. We're pretty much watching the community be destroyed and being a part of it. So we figure with the brand wearing it so boldly, it's like, it's cool to, you know, have some black love. It's cool to not kill. It's cool to not, you know, down each other. It's cool to not bully, like lift each other up. So that's really the gist of the brand, the black love.
One more thing I want to say before I get out of here. Balance. You know what I'm saying? You got good, you got bad. They all don't come. When you got good, you believe bad around the corner. Like, it ain't no hiding it. Like, they go together like day and night. So you just have to find how to get in the middle and balance it out. So as a person, you know, you got all these different things you can believe in or be or this and that. People can tell you all this, that, and third. You just have to take everything from everybody and cycle it out and choose what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
I just want to say, if you would, maybe of the older generation, could you all, I know y'all talking about entrepreneurship, but what is it that you all are doing? What is it? So we didn't know what you're doing. I mean, like she said, a brand, or like she said, she's a nurse. What they say YouTube. I don't know nothing about that. So can y'all kind of explain to us? Oh, is there a business? What is your business? What is it? Yeah.
We A.Y.M from the A.Y.M show on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. We started our YouTube like a year ago. And we kind of had a friend that kind of stayed on us, you know, after he's, you know, a lot of people saying us going viral, skits, this, that, and third, you know. He seen it, he was like, man, y'all got something, y'all need to start working on YouTube, this, that, and third. So 6 months went by, a year went by, and we finally got into it, and man, it just took off for us. You know, he like, man, ain't nobody, like, it only like a 1 or 2 people that actually did what y'all doing and moving in a pace y'all moving. So we just like, this is my goal, like this is my girl, you know. So a lot of women see that and see that a man that really cares for his woman, you know what I'm saying, and they into it, you know what I'm saying. And then a lot of the guys, they know me just from who I used to be, you know what I'm saying, and that I done changed. So like, we always give the youth or the younger generation like
something to say motivate.
Right, to say we can do it, I can do it, you know what I'm saying? And you know,
but aside of that, we're music artists and content creators. Yeah. And we have 2 companies. We have a hair company and a merch company. So we kind of do it all. YouTube, social media,
What you think, Mom?
And the Black Love is a clothing line, right?
Yes,
So
Black
y'all
Love
do
is
that.
clothing line. We have,
No.
we have
I
shirts.
told y'all I ain't did this. Talk on everything, y'all gotta relax.
Y'all have shoes too.
What you say?
No, okay, so we don't have shoes yet, but these are custom shoes for the brand, and we are growing into shoes. We just, right now, we have a lot of urban wear as far as shirts, leggings, hoodies, shorts. We have a lot of apparel, and it's doing really good, but we're expanding to kids, baby onesies, shoes eventually, so the brand is growing, but for now, a lot of shirts.
I was talking about clothes and merch. When I started this, I had one t-shirt. I went and bought one t-shirt, I pressed it, went and sold it, can't got another one when it's sold. Like I used to fill up the car, come all the way, bikes to the gun, trunk full of clothes, set up shop. It just, man, the drive, you just gotta want it. You gotta want it, you know what I'm saying? But Black Love, you know, we tried to shorten it and make it, you know, look pretty nice and not just spell it all the way out. BLK, that's what Black, the L.
So a lot of people say, oh, I'm from Brooklyn, I like the shirt, I'm like, it's
We
just
put the
say
heart
Brooklyn.
like a period, you know, like Black Love, period. So, you know, we like for it to look good and for it to mean so, you know what I'm saying? So the more you see it, the more you...
Also, the fact that y'all are YouTubers, y'all are brand ambassadors.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
another thing.
yeah.
It's a long list, but yeah, we do brand ambassador work, which is, if you don't know, brand ambassador is basically like a lot of major companies, they'll pick some people from the youth or, you know, a person that's really known on social media or in the world, and they'll make it the face of basically the company. So together we do a lot of brand ambassador work for a lot of major companies.
Oh, and also we got a store going to open up.
September the 4th, we got our first store, which is a major thing.
Grand opening / meet and greet, 4th and the 5th, and tickets on the event, right, you know, so, yeah, that's our first store.
Where is this? This will be on September the 4th and 5th, so it's going to be like this really big thing, because it's been a long time coming with this brand, and to have our first store is like, wow. So that just goes back to just let you guys know, the idea that can be this small, and you stay dedicated and focused, it's not a time frame of when it happens, because it's really not on your time, it's on a higher time. You just here working it. So you start small, you stay focused, you can really be whatever you want to be. And a lot of the ideas you guys have being, you know, younger than us, you don't have to share them all with people, because what I've known in my personal career as a music artist, I had so many ideas of what I wanted to do, and people would say, well, I don't know, you know, this famous girl's doing this or this girl, and then it's discouraging sometimes, and sometimes you just cross the thing off the list, listening to others. But when I stopped, my mom told me one day, she said, stop telling people what you're gonna do and just go do it. Amen. The moment I stopped sharing people ideas and what I was gonna do, and I just went and did it, every one of the goals went through, and I was like, wow. So you know, you want to get, you know, ideas and input from family and friends, but sometimes that little bit can dim the light, and you don't even know, hey, why did I want to do that anymore? Because all your friends said you couldn't do it. So, you know, if I could give you some advice, being younger, just don't share everything. Just go do it. Your actions in life, it'll show people what you want to do. You don't have to tell them. They're watching, trust me.
And another thing, like you said, when you got your own business, it's like you your own, make your own schedule. She be, what about it? So you still, I can tell you, you let it stop. Oh, you sure do. But man, the one thing I like about it, because I don't work at other people's job.
Yeah.
And hey, I can work for me all day long. I'm talking about, ain't no clock. I love working for me. I got a clock. I got it's a Clover, and I love if you look on it right now, I think I've been clocked in since the day I got the Clover. So you just gotta be ready to go all in. Yeah.
And again, thank y'all.
Okay, next on our agenda is the social media update from our Junior Commissioner, Ms. Mia Batten.
Good evening, everyone. We are on Instagram and Facebook for now. Please go check out our new post on Facebook. We just posted one last week. We had the book bag giveaway, and I posted on Instagram, and we posted about our Mask Up campaign. So if y'all would, it'd help us out a lot. Please go like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. Thank y'all.
Next on the agenda is the Mayor's Youth Council member comments. We're going to start with Ms. Deborah.
Good evening. Okay, first I would like to thank everyone for coming, and I'd also like to thank our guest speakers. And second thing, I would like to strongly encourage everybody to come to our first Coffee High School football game of the season on September 4th at John Stadium against Drew County. Ooh, go Trojans. Love them. And lastly, I would like to remind everybody to keep our social distancing. Make sure we wear our masks, because y'all would be amazed. Like, you know how they were saying usually older people was catching the virus? You'll be amazed at how many students at that Coffee High School had the virus. And I politely backed up, put my mask over my face, and I was gone. But anyways, thank you and stay safe.
Next, we have Mrs. Williams.
I just want to say very something similar to her, but thank y'all all for coming out. Thank everybody for coming up here and speaking and letting us listen and learn from everything you have to offer. It really helps us a lot being able to learn from people who already have the wisdom. And like she said, please everybody remember to wear your mask, sanitize, stay 6 feet apart so that maybe we can beat this disease. Thank y'all.
Next, we have Ms. Batten.
I'd like to give a special thank you to, she left. I would like to give a special thank you to Miss Charlotte. Thank you for, congratulations on your Spotlight Award. Special thank you to Miss Juanetta for our A.Y.M program updates, and Miss Sharon for Fly Girls updates. And especially thank you for Mr. Mazi and Miss Amy for coming to talk about us, sharing your life with us. And I want to thank everybody for coming to our first meeting. This was, I love it. I just love it. Thank y'all.
Next, we have Mr. Waldron.
I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight, and thank you for the speakers to come and share with us. And I hope you all have a safe trip home. Thank you.
Next, we have our Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Bagley.
I'd just like to thank y'all for coming out. The words of advice y'all all gave was very important to me, and I appreciate it. Please come to our next meeting September 17th, and mask up.
And now me. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming out and showing support for our first meeting. This is honestly like the biggest I've seen the crowd. But I want to thank Miss Charlotte, Dr. McClelland, Amy and Mazi, and Miss Christina and Miss Williams for everything y'all do. Thank y'all so much. And I want to say thank you to all of my speakers that I invited. Thank you so much for accepting my invite. Thank y'all so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I also want to thank our mayor, the great mayor, Tony Powell, for coming out and showing support. Thank you so much for creating this organization. And I just want to let you know that each and every one of us, we enjoy what you do for our community. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Is there any questions, anything else that I missed on the agenda? No? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I thank you so much for thinking about me. And as old as I am, and still in business, and I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome, you're welcome. All right, the meeting is...
You have to ask for a vote to adjourn.
Okay.
Ask for a vote.
Can I get a motion to approve the adjournment of this meeting?
I, Jenna Williams, second the motion.
All those in favor? Any approvals? All right then.